first thank my family for allowing me to do this. Bye, Brady. I'm Tim Ryan, and I'm running for President of the United States of America. I first want to say thank you to everybody that's here today for giving me this amazing opportunity. And I want to thank you for 45 3/4 years. I'm hanging on. Of an amazing ride and the opportunity to represent you in the United States Congress. Someone like that, yeah. It's my mom. Thanks, Mom. No, I'm kidding. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a kid from Niles, Ohio. And the beautiful thing about Niles, Ohio, or Struthers, Ohio, or Youngstown, Ohio, or Warren, Ohio, is that you don't just get raised by your parents. You get raised by the community. And so I'm here because of the coaches in Niles Little League, Mr. Leonard, who lived next door, who was the head coach, kicked me in the rear end when I needed it. Kicked me in the rear end when I didn't need it. The coaches in the Little League, the teachers at Our Lady of Mount Carmel, the teachers at Kennedy High School. It was a community effort to raise a kid. And I believe that that's what we need to get back to in the United States of America. Where it's okay for us to say, I care about you, I love you, I'm going to want to help you, and I'm going to do everything in my power to help you do what you have to do. I think that's important today for us to acknowledge that. We stand here today on April 6th, 2019, a divided country, as you know. And we've been divided for a long time, and that division has prevented us from being able to be the best that we could possibly be. And we can go back to the stories of Black Monday in Youngstown that many people in this audience remember much better than I do. And I do think of my father-in-law who lost his job that day, or days after that, years after that, because of what happened on Black Monday. And I can go back 20 years and remember my cousin, Donnie Guerra, calling me on the phone saying, you're never going to believe what I had to do today. It was my last day at Delphi. I had to unbolt the machine from the factory floor. I had to put it in a box, and I had to ship it to China. Or we can go back just a few weeks ago and talk about what happened at Lordstown. Things go up and things go down. But if we're not united, we are not going to be able to fix these structural problems that we have in the United States. And I'm running for president to first and foremost try to bring this country back together. Because a divided country is a weak country. And we have politicians and leaders in America today that want to divide us. They want to put us in one box or the other. You know, you can't be for business and for labor. You can't be for border security and immigration reform, right? You can't be for cities in rural America. You can't be for the North and the South. You can't be for men and women. I'm tired of having to choose. I want us to come together as a country. I want us to seize the future of this country. We are a great country. And we can do it. We can do it if we come together. And I just want you to know this one thing. The competition that we are in today is fierce. And we don't need a superstar and we don't need a savior. We need to come together, and we need grit and determination and the ability for us to work together for a better future, not just for us, but for our kids. That's what this is all about. And I will say that I will pledge to you every time I walk downstairs and into the Oval Office that you and your needs and your concerns and your worries will be my worries. They'll be my worries. And I will work every single day to make your life better. I'm going to ask you to work hard every single day, too, to make your life better. But the problem today is so many people work hard and play by the rules and just still can't get ahead. They still can't get health care. They still can't get the job they need. They still can't move into the neighborhood or the school district that they want to be in. That's our problem. That's our concern together. And that's what this campaign is all about. I will tell you that when we got married, and we have 3 kids and 2 dogs, so you can imagine how much energy is flying through the house at any one moment, especially first thing in the morning. But a few years back now, something happened in the house where I actually got control of the TV remote. It hadn't happened in a while. We had Nickelodeon on or some kind of thing, Paw Patrol. And I got the remote, and what do you do if you're, old quarterback from, Youngstown, around Youngstown, Ohio? What do you do, right? You start flipping through the TV station, try to find some sports. So I don't find sports, but I find a sports documentary. And the documentary was on Jimmy Valvano. Remember Jimmy V? So I'm half Italian, so this is my guy, right? So I'm watching Jimmy V, and he's up there and he's giving a speech. And he said something that I'll never forget. He said, God must have loved ordinary people because he made so many of us. But he said, every day, in so many different ways, ordinary people do extraordinary things. Ordinary people do extraordinary things. And I will tell you that if there is one value that I will bring to the highest office in the land, when I wake up, it's going to be how today can I use every ounce of power that this office has to help ordinary people do something extraordinary today in America. That's my pledge to you. That's my pledge to you. Why do we want to fix the education system? So we can give an ordinary kid from a place like Niles or Camel or Struthers to do something extraordinary. Why do we want everyone to have health care in the United States? It's a value, it's a right, it's important, it's something that we should all be able to agree upon. But if you're not healthy, you cannot do anything extraordinary to contribute to what we need to contribute to in the United States of America. That's why everyone deserves health care in the United States of America. And when you talk about reinvesting in communities like ours, which I have spent the last 19 years of my public life trying to do, trying to make sure that communities like ours aren't forgotten. The flyover states are my states. The flyover states are your states. And the flyover states are going to start governing in the United States of America again. We have so much work to do. We have so much work to do. We have broken systems in our country that we failed to fix because we're divided. And I want you to know that our enemies come into our social media and they intentionally try to divide us. If there is if there is an incident, and I want everyone to listen to me here. If there is an incident in America that's controversial about kneeling for the national anthem, or there's a school shooting, or there's an incident between a cop and a kid, you know who comes on to our social media? The Russians. Okay, I want you to hear this. The Russians. They come into our social media and they spin things to get us into these divided camps so that we're fighting with each other. That's what they want. And meanwhile, we can't get our economy going. Meanwhile, we can't get a healthcare system that works. Meanwhile, we can't reform an old, outdated government that needs reformed, or education, or anything else, because we have not come together. The most patriotic thing we could do today is to respect each other. Is to respect each other. To care about each other, to respect each other, to listen to each other. That maybe somebody else has something to offer that you hadn't thought of. And I want to build a government in the United States that allows us to pool Democrats and independents and Republicans together. I will be sitting down with the business community in the United States and the workers and the labor unions in the United States. We all have to get better. We all have to get better if we're going to solve these big problems. We all have to. And it's going to take all of us. White, black, brown, gay, straight, north, south. We're all Americans in this great experiment in democracy. This great experiment in democracy. Each generation has the duty to grab the mantle and do something great with it. There's an old saying that politicians and presidents, they don't have power. They hold power. They hold the power that the people of the United States give them. And I want to hold that power for 4 years. And I want to bring the experiences that I've had in this community, from the schools that I went to the coaches that I had, to the teachers that I had, to the family that I had. And just maybe, the person that can help heal these wounds is a working class kid from a working class family, from a working class community that will go work his rear end off for the American people. Let me just say in closing to all of you, I thank you, I love you. And I don't say that gratuitously. I love you. I'm not standing here, I am not standing here without you loving me and me loving you. And I have loved the opportunity that you have given me. And I will tell you, I will go to work every single day, and we're going to get this country squared away. Okay? We are not, and I want you to agree with this, we are not going to let fear determine how we move into the future in the United States anymore. We're not going to allow leaders to pit us against each other, and while we're fighting, we can't get anything done, and none of us move forward. Tell me you're going to join together with me to do that. You guys are getting me excited now. I was a little nervous about this, but I'm pretty excited now. She said, you think you're excited? I've been here since 9:30. Get this woman a sandwich. Oh, you guys. Oh, my hot sausage, right? We get you a hot sausage. Someone's here I want to introduce real quick. The champ is here, Ray Boom Boom Mancini. I saw him here. And I haven't made this announcement yet, but there's always a secretary that sits outside the White House and right outside the Oval Office. Pretty dangerous these days, so I've already hired Ray Mancini to sit right outside. We're going to D.C., Ray. Bring the gloves. There's a great story. There's a great story about the champ Muhammad Ali that I want to end with. So somebody went to see the champ and bumped into him, and he was walking down the street in Kentucky. And they bumped into the champ, and it was a little kid, and he said, Champ, I saw one of your fights. And he says, oh, that's great, no kidding. He said, my dad took me to watch you fight. He said, no kidding. He says, yeah, you got knocked down. Champ looked at him, said, wasn't my fight. He said, no, my dad was one of the great moments of my life. He took me, my dad, son. We went, and but you got knocked down. I think third, fourth round, you got knocked down. He goes, wasn't my fight. Ali looked at this kid and he said, I've never been knocked down. I'm either up or I'm getting up, okay? The Mahoning Valley is either up or we're getting up. Northeast Ohio is either up or we're getting up. Ohio is either up or we're getting up. And the United States of America, we're either up or we're getting up. Help me do this. I need your help. I need your support. I need your love. I need your voice. Let's go take back the White House.